Daniel took the deal. He took the deal. He's going to be touring across Asia and Europe with Danny as a photographer. Danny sure sweetened the deal there at the last minute. Like right when it started to seem like Daniel was wavering on the decision, Danny comes in with, oh, it's not an assistant tour photographer position, it is the head tour photographer position. Nothing like nepotism in action there. So how could Daniel possibly pass that up? It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, plus he gets to go see his dad. So I am sincerely bummed about that. I feel like just as much as Amber, she's trying to hold it together. I gotta give her credit. She's trying to slip into this role of I'm a cool girlfriend, I'm supportive, I understand, but I know it's really hurting her. I'm not sure how this relationship is going to survive. As much as I like Daniel and Amber, I'm wondering if the long distance thing is going to work for them. We will see. What do you think? Do you guys think that Amber and Daniel are going to be able to make this work with him touring across the country on this amazing rock mission? I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are on that. So welcome to episode 2 of the Y&R Chat vlog. This is actually pretty cool. I'm really psyched about it. I was excited to make the second video. I see that there are a couple of subscribers. Hi! It's really nice to have you. I'm so glad. Maybe you're digging what I'm saying. If you have any forums or if you're in a community with any other Y&R people and you want to give them the link to this vlog, that would be cool, because I would definitely like to get some more people tuning in and responding. I'm really looking forward to your comments. I'm also looking forward to the potential of maybe you guys doing some video logs of your own. So I'm going to be opening some questions up to the floor, and if you see something that strikes you, make your own video. I think that's a really good idea. Like, it doesn't have to be professional, it doesn't have to be any big deal. Just make it on your webcam, post it. Cool. I can't wait to see them. So anyway, let's continue on here with Amber and Daniel. Phyllis doesn't seem to think he's coming back. I get the impression that she thinks he's going to be gone for a long while, indefinitely, who knows when. She gave Amber a look, kind of, there at the end. I think Amber said, well, as the elevator doors closed on Daniel, as they like to do in Genoa City, so dramatically. Amber said out loud, well, you know, he's gone, but at least he's 2 seconds closer to coming home. And I thought that was very sweet. And Phyllis kind of ruined it. She kind of, shat all over it. She gave her kind of this look, as in, I don't think he's ever coming back, which is going to be sad. Or, you know, I don't know, she thinks maybe he's not coming back for a while or indefinitely. And in general, I have to say, I like Phyllis, but I kind of thought she was being a little selfish there at the end. I mean, yes, it's her son and everything, but she practically peeled Amber off of Daniel right there at the end, and I thought that was kind of rude. Like, come on, they've got their little romance thing, let them have it, you know. I mean, I definitely think that Phyllis is going to be sad without her son. I liked the banter, the dialogue that goes on between Phyllis and Daniel. I think they're a cool mommy-son duo. So I'm going to miss that. And here's the thing. As I mentioned last week, I don't subscribe to any of the magazines, the update magazines. I really don't go online that much, to get details about sort of what's going on behind the scenes at the show. So what I'm curious, and I'm hoping somebody can tell me, maybe write down in the comments, what is this guy's contract status? Like, what's the behind the set knowledge here? Is his contract up? Is he working on another project? Is he coming back, most importantly? I would really, really like to know that. So if somebody wants to post that, that would be awesome. And I guess just one more final comment on this issue. Didn't Daniel need to pack? Didn't he need to pack a few things before going off on tour? Because if it were me, all of my spare time, if I only had 1 or 2 days to start getting things together, that's all I would be doing. It would be me and my suitcases, and what am I going to bring? So, I don't know, that's just me, but hey. So, oh, Nick, he's okay. Oh, thank God Nick is okay. I was so worried on Friday when we had the accident and it was all dramatic, and I was so nervous that we were going to be going through another drawn-out illness or tragedy. I just wasn't in the mood for it. So thank goodness Nick is okay. And more importantly, he has his memory back. And I think this is very interesting. Finally, for one thing, it was very sad to see the flashbacks and to kind of relive it, because in a way, you know, both he and Sharon were sort of reliving it this week, this past couple days, and we're reliving it too. If you were watching the show at that time, and it was only like 3 years ago, so if you were watching the show at that time, I'm sure you remember it was really, really hard. I still shed a few tears when I see the flashbacks. There are all of those scenes. That song, that lullaby song, gets me every time. Every time they play it, that's the Cassie song, and it's just, I'm like Pavlov. I start feeling weepy immediately. The flat, you know, like the scene of her you know, flat line, and also immediately after, both, they did a shot that was above the bed, and it was like Nick and Sharon just collapsed kind of on Cassie's body, and it was I thought that was like I appreciated that scene and that kind of visual I don't know, tableau kind of. So anyway, I'm glad to see that Nick has his memory back finally, like a year later, I guess it is. I think that the Nick memory recovery could have been very bad. I was nervous at first that this was going to put a wedge in between Nick and Phyllis's relationship, because I think it would be very easy for Nick to want to turn to Sharon during this time, especially since, you know, this was something that he should have been sharing with her at the time, but instead he was feeling so just awful, just blaming himself, just full of guilt, over guilt and mourning over this horrible situation, this horrible thing that happened, and now it is very sad that he's having to go through it again. But I am glad that he recognizes that his relationship with Phyllis is stable. It's worth it. I really enjoy them as a couple. I think that they work well together. They've got, you know, the magazine going on right now. There's a lot of good things in his life, and I'm glad that this didn't become something that tore him and Sharon apart. Or, I'm sorry, him and Phyllis apart, and kind of brought him back into Sharon. I think I would have been disappointed with that. But now, what's sad is that we're having to go through Cassie's death all over again. It's Nick discovering it as if it was happening to him for this first time, and it is sad to have have him have to relive that. And he said to Phyllis, you know, I feel like I should have been able to protect my child. And I remember both he and Sharon feeling like that right when it happened. And it's sad. I really hope that he's able to make amends with this, because really, you, as much as you love your children and your family and all of the people around you, you can't protect them all of the time. There's no way that Nick and Sharon would ever have been able to predict that something this terrible was going to happen. I mean, you can kind of go back in your lives and say, well, what if at any point, good or bad, and I think that you just can't. I think that there are so many things that are just not in our control. We think we pull the strings, but we do not. And I hope that Nick comes fairly soon around to that conclusion. I think that it will be better for him. Anyway, so because YouTube only has a 10-minute allowance on videos, I'm going to have to possibly break this up into 2 sections, possibly 3. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, how the format will be moving forward. So this is going to be the end of part 1. I hope that you stick with me and tune back in, because I've got a lot of other things I want to talk about. Jill and Catherine and Kane and that blow up, David's ex-wife, Kevin in the coffee house, and also Gloria. So we got some more stuff to talk about, so stay tuned.